Works. Oh, hey everyone, Amy here. I hope you're doing well. I want to just do a quick little update about what's happening with me and my stories, because really, there's a whole bunch of exciting stuff happening. I'm just so excited about all the stuff happening, and I wanted to tell you about it in a quick Facebook post. I'm such an audio person. I feel like, when you just listen to YouTube videos but you're doing something else, and then you end up watching a 3-hour documentary about NFTs or something. But anyway, hey, I'm Amy Tasukada. Thank you for watching and all that stuff. I am currently drinking my favorite morning tea, which is this tea, the Kimun Hayo. It is a Chinese tea. It is a black tea. It's very smoky. Description is this bright red infusion has toasted, slightly smoky taste with caramelized sweet finish. If you want to look, it does have a nice reddish, I don't want to spill tea on my keyboard, finish. It is very smoky. If you're into lapsang teas, or sometimes Russian caravans also have kind of a smoky tea. This one's very light, so it's not super smoky. O'Hara, my cat, is right there. Before I started this, she was all over everything. So if you see a cat be naughty, that is her, because that's what she does. I'm going to take a break and take a sip. Yeah, it's a nice, very smoky tea. What I've come here to talk about is that I have been writing, which is amazing. I went on a writing retreat last weekend. It was a 5-day writing retreat. It just was the nicest thing to kind of reset. So at this writing retreat, I hosted. We had 5 other writers there, from sci-fi to historical romance, all over the place, and we basically just wrote. One of them was able to finish they started and finished their rough draft of their novel, which was just so exciting. But for me, I was so happy because I edited 8 chapters, and I was able to send those to my editor to get edits done, and I was just so happy about that. I can't tell you enough how happy I was to get them, because it was very disjointed, and things have been very hectic in Emil's real life, and that has been hard to do and write, because I'm very much I like the same thing. I also like predictability, and it was zero predictability with everything going on. It was just impossible to know what was happening from day to day, so it was kind of hard to create a writerly action plan. So that's fine, it happens, but the writing retreat was a great reset for me to kind of get back into actually writing, which is what I love doing. So what I did is I edited the 8 chapters. I gave it to my editor. So then I will have 8 chapters back, which means I have 8 months worth of newsletter content that you guys can get for free. I have, I guess since I started my newsletter, I've been giving away chapters for free for anybody who signs up. I will make sure to put the link there. But it's a free newsletter story for anybody who wants it. I know a lot of times, I guess books gets expensive and you get the majority or a good portion of the book for free if you sign up for my newsletter. And I'm excited to do this. So the newsletter is called My Heart's Desire, which is a Yakuza Path Romance book. So it is not the thriller series, it is a romance series. The last romance series one was Addicted to Lust, which had Hayato and Masato with it. And it kind of explored their romance. And the next one is a completely different couple. These are all side characters to my main Yakuza Path series. So the Yakuza Path series is very thrillery, very bloody. The romance between Aki and Nao are always secondary. It's just, something that's there, but not the main focus of the story. Though a part of me is just how's their romance going? Let's make it worse. But that's always just a secondary thing for them. main thing is focus the plot. Well, this, the Yakuza Path Romance series focuses on romance first, and also deals with the side characters of the romance series. So like Aki now might be mentioned, but they're not main characters. These are the side characters in the book that usually don't get a lot of attention. I really like when I read, especially series books, I love to have like a deep dive into people and just know all the things, which is just me. So this series really lets me kind of explore side characters that wouldn't get much attention in other books, and really make sure that they're fleshed out and that you enjoy them, and kind of get that extra like boon when you read the story. You're like, oh yes, I know about him and his tragic backstory. Or not tragic, it's a romance book, so obviously there's no tragedy in the romance. There might be in the thriller series with them though, because that's okay. So as we move on, My Heart's Desire is the free newsletter story. It's part of my newsletter, which I obviously give for free. I will make sure the link is here somewhere once this goes live. This story deals with Yuki and Kazuki. Kazuki is the tailor for most of the mob, because now is a nationalistic bastard, and wants the specific person who only does Japanese cloth and all that stuff, and wants him to make all the suits, and then everybody else is just like, let me do that too, and I'll get suits from him, and then now will obviously like me if I'm wearing the same suit he does. That doesn't go well, but that's okay. That's part of the other story, where you can see now, get very annoyed at everybody, regardless of what suit they wear. But the last Yakuza Path book, Wrapped in Screams, had these characters in it as side characters. So Yuki and Kazuki were there kind of as side characters. They didn't really do much. In that book, Aki, some stuff happens, and then Aki ends up in Yuki's apartment and then takes some stuff to try to figure out something. And one of the things he takes are the high school letters of Kazuki and Yuki that they wrote to each other. Mostly Yuki wrote to Kazuki, and he reads them, and it's very voyeuristic, about to see how their romance worked and what happened. So in this book, My Heart's Desire, which is the free newsletter story, coming in July is when you guys get the first chapter. It has how they reconnected. It's the second chance romance book for those two, and it deals with them reconnecting when June, the Japanese, the Matsukawa, the Kyoto mob, street team leader, is like, well, let me go get this suit, because then maybe that will make Noah happy. And believe me, nothing makes Noah happy. So he goes to get his suit, and then Yuki, they reconnect, and it's about them like reconnecting, getting over their past, and forming a relationship. It is, one that is knowing that Yuki's in the mob and that he might die suddenly, and kind of coming to terms with that, while also dealing with, the really kind of bad breakup they had in high school. So it's a cute second chance romance for those two. I'm going to read the blurb for that. It's on my phone, so give me a second. Okay, so the tagline is, some high school romances just won't fade. A high-ranking Yakuza, Yuki enjoys his relatively quiet job. If only his mother would stop asking for grandchildren. Unwilling to come out, he contemplates a sham marriage just to shut her up. After all, it's not as if he'll ever be lucky in love again. Blacklisted after his divorce, the only reason luxury suit designer Kazuki is still in business is his Yakuza clientele. Desperate to find new clients, he starts looking for a collaborator for the upcoming fashion show. But who's daring enough to partner with him? When Kazuki's high school sweetheart walks into his shop, all worries disappear. Although Yuki has far from forgiven Kazuki for his past betrayal, Kazuki wants nothing more than to rekindle their love. But he learns Yuki is in the Yakuza. Can these two mend their love, or are they now too different to thread their lives together? And then, you know, subscribe to my newsletter for that for free. So that's obviously amusing for, for those guys. So I will get the edits back next week, and then I will edit it. And the first one comes out July 1st is when it will live, and it will continue on until it deems necessary for the book to come out. I'm still working on it. I am in what chapter? 11. Oh my, that sounds so short. I'm in chapter 11 or 25 that I'm working on. Usually it takes me about a week or two to do chapters. That is no way a timeline, because timelines are just crazy now with everything. So that's really all I have to say for this little update. If you enjoyed it, please leave me a comment so I know. Maybe I'll do more of these. If you hear noises, that is my cat playing in her tunnel. You see what I have to deal with this O'Hara going everywhere. So what sort of new? Are you guys excited about this new romance book? I really wanted kind of the romance book to be kind of like a gentler ride. I think the Yakuza Path, because it's a thriller series, it's sometimes very thrilling and lots of people die, and sometimes it's hard to read. I understand that, especially with all the blood and gore. So I wanted the romance series to be like, okay, I get my Yakuza fix, but I don't have to worry about anybody important dying. So that was my idea with the romance series, and, you know, also getting a touch more from the side characters. So please leave a comment down below if you like this, and I will continue doing more of these kind of updates things. But guys, until next time, bye. Boop.